taxpayers, you're back with MrTaxes.ca with special guests and our special co-host. Make sure and tune in weekly Wednesday mornings, 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 noon Central. Remember to subscribe and remember to smash, bash, and kick it in the you-know-what with that like button if you want more videos like this. Here we go, Jesse, and we're live again.
All right, let's do this.
What did we do 30 years ago when we couldn't upload this stuff in 2 minutes or even have a PowerPoint or a computer screen?
I know, right? I was thinking about that the other day, actually, how far we've come with technology.
It wasn't that long ago. I remember my grandfather telling me stories. So he was born 1908. And this is just the last century. He was delivering milk in glass bottles by horse and buggy in Ottawa. That was one of his jobs, delivering milk with ice blocks by horse and buggy. This is just 2 generations ago.
Yeah, it's really not that long ago.
People can't fathom not having their files downloaded in 2 minutes. So this week's guest, I believe he was on trying to get onto the webinar an hour ago. He's currently in Indonesia, so we're hoping he can come back on. We'll go through the formalities. Hopefully Truong can come back on. He's a commercial financing expert. He's been in the mortgage industry for over a decade. He's created a commercial lending course for mortgage brokers that are interested in getting into the commercial side. That course is ongoing. He runs it every month. And hopefully Sua gets back in touch with us. I know it's very late there in Indonesia. I believe it's past midnight. So he may have faded off into mortgage land, if that's a term that we could use, mortgage land. Okay, so our agenda, Jesse, is every week. What are we going to learn today? Hopefully Sua comes on. If not, on the replay, we'll have Sua's interview. We'll get that interview with him injected here into the video and learn about commercial financing, where to go, how to get it set up, what kind of licensing, if there's additional licensing required. For mortgage brokers, you're going to be able to ask Sua all the questions. Then before we get into everything, you're going to learn a little bit about Mr. Taxes and the Dollar Tax Club and Jesse with Next Level Marketing and some of the changes that are going on over there. And of course, every week we have our tax tip, jokes, a little bit of motivation with a quote or two, and then a fun weekly poll. And then we'll dive right into Sua. Hopefully Jesse comes back on. I've known Sua for a long time. He's well respected in the industry and does big numbers on the commercial financing side. So brokers that are interested in this, stay tuned and hopefully you'll pick up some things. So this is webinar number 14 this year. Number 14 reminds me of the old Montreal Canadiens. Mario Tremblay was number 14 when the Habs won their 5 consecutive Stanley Cups. Any number 14s resonate with you, Jess?
Not really, no. 14, I guess, was the number of my football jersey when I was playing football in high school.
There you go.
We lost a lot, but, it was still fun.
I remember one year in Bantam hockey, we didn't win a game. The next year, we won the provincial championship. So we went from not winning a game, and we played a girls team. So this is in the 1970s. They did have a girls hockey team, and we lost to them. Talk about crushing your morale.
Yeah, there's no shame in that.
No shame in that. I believe they were a year older. They were a midget girls hockey team, and hockey wasn't big for women back then, but it's big now, and Canada's won the gold medal past couple of years in women's hockey, so they're dominating the world.
Yeah,
and I remember a girl that used to play on the outdoor rink with us. Her name was Sue Fauchier. So if anybody knows that name back in Ottawa, it'd be interesting to see where she's at now. She'd be around our age, early to mid 50s. Sue Fauchier leading the women's charge way back when in women's hockey. So our trademark, just to date ourselves a little more, goes back to 1984, right out of high school. Started doing income tax, did a deal on Dragon's Den in 2012 with Jim Treleving, inked that deal, and then opted out of the deal about 8 months later. A little bit too much due diligence for our liking. Ended up with a new partner, helped grow the business to 42 offices with 350 plus team, 25,000 plus clients. We sold out in late 2015. The new owners didn't want to take the brand, so we managed to keep the brand. So there is a lot of value in brands. And we were just interviewed on a podcast with a brand expert talking about our brand and the history and how we managed to hang on to it and keep it. I guess the way we managed to hang on and keep it was we asked a big price tag for it. So they wanted the clients, but didn't want the big price tag for the brand, thought they could do it on their own, and they're still thriving. They grew to about 240 locations, and then they've shrunk back down now, just focusing on payday loans and pawn shops. That is it. Cash Canada, a new type of bank, was their motto. And that's it for us. Jesse got a big slide here with lots of accolades, so let him have it.
I really liked what you just told me. I didn't know some of that stuff that I learned a little bit, so thank you. I've been online entrepreneur since 2016, focused primarily on digital marketing, putting systems and processes together to help automate businesses. My passion is truly just helping people bring their visions to life and just being a part of that process. I've been recognized as #1 in sales for 3 different global companies. I've built and led teams of thousands of people through my career. I've built many different training courses and helped many other people build training courses and just putting those systems together to automate it. Lately, I've been doing a lot of coaching and consulting, and now officially helping with the insurance side at the DOLLARTAXCLUB, as well as managing back end of the DOLLARTAXCLUB, all of the technology side of things. So if our special guest is not able to make it in time, we've got a backup plan to kind of walk through a little bit of how that back end process works here for you guys today.
Yeah, so that's the affiliate program that Jesse helped put together with nextlevelcommunity.com. Jesse's been working with us, helped take over from Aaron Fraser at Diamond Movement. These guys can't afford vowels. They need to talk to Vanna White. But this thing's up and running, Jesse. We're close to 100 affiliates now, a lot of them mortgage brokers. So we do have an affiliate program for mortgage brokers. If anybody's interested in that affiliate program to find out how brokers can drive more clients into their business, just reach out to us. Drop a message in the chat area and somebody will grab your info and we'll reach out a bit later. So Jesse, on the funnel side, maybe explain a little bit to listeners what a marketing funnel is, just in layman's terms.
So, I mean, a marketing funnel in its simplest form is, anyone who's watching this right now, just think back to a time when maybe you've seen an ad on Facebook or you've seen something out there, an ad on Google or TikTok or Instagram or wherever, and it intrigued you enough to click on whatever link that they had, right? Most likely, 9 times out of 10, you'll end up on a website that essentially asks for you to trade your name and email in trade for information or a product, right? So that's the start of the sales funnel. And so what happens from that point forward is, the reason they call it a funnel is because it's usually, if you think about it, a lot of people come in through the top, but as the process gets deeper, as you go through the pages and go through the steps, less and less people will go all the way through. So that's why it's shaped like a funnel if you think about it from the perspective of the amount of people starting at the top, working their way through the step. And so a funnel is essentially a series of websites designed in a specific way to gather a little bit of information as well as provide information and provide value or a service or products or whatever. And then in return, people will go through this process and maybe they'll buy something, maybe they won't. But it's purposely designed to just be a series of websites essentially that are strategically put together.
And we've created the front end of that funnel for mortgage brokers. So we have a few hooks that mortgage brokers can use. We create those ads for mortgage brokers using our services as, the lead generation. Clients come into us if they're not working with a mortgage broker and you're working with us on the affiliate program as a mortgage broker, then what we'll do is refer those clients back to you for your process, which is most likely a mortgage review. Hopefully their mortgage is renewing within the next 6 months. Otherwise, you put them into your CRM and you start building your list of potential clients. Pretty simple stuff. So Sua, who still hasn't reached back to us. He's in Indonesia right now, so it's midnight there. I think he was mistaken. The webinar was at 8 a.m. So we'll re-record this introduction for Sua, record his training, his introduction to his training, a little bit about his history, his commercial financing program. And I know that Alicia, Matthew or Alicia in the back end as a moderator today, there is an email with that link for Sua's course. So if you're interested at all in commercial financing as a broker, reach out to Sua. His link is going to be right here, commercialfinancingmastery.com. Tua, man, we hunted you down in Indonesia. Thanks for getting on the webinar. We had a little bit of trouble tracking you down live. There was some timing issues, etc. But we're recording this one after the fact. We'll get it on. So you'll be watching it live on the webinar replay. But here we are, Commercial Financing Mastery. So Sua, how far back does our history go? I know it goes back to 2006 with Mortgages Lab, dude. Pablo Espanol guy.
I think even further, way back when you guys were down at the place where Dan Locke was doing his presentation.
Yeah,
but I didn't really know. I didn't really know you back then.
That's all right. So we've all progressed a little bit. So you've been, just give our viewers a little bit of background, how long you've been in the industry, how you progressed to where you are today. And then we'll jump into your Commercial Financing Mastery course, which is, I'm sure, why most of the brokers are tuning in today to learn the inside secrets from the pro.
Pretty much. I'll share some gold nuggets for sure. Yeah, I've been doing commercial financing way back when I was with a former retail bank, all red, right? And I was there for a decade, but you know what? Loyalty doesn't pay there. And you can't really be a true advisor when you're working with a bank because they kind of put you on a leash and you'd be held liable if you advise the client anything that the bank doesn't want you to advise, right?
Well, everybody gets the best rate the bank wants to offer, right?
Not necessarily, but it's.
I know that.
It's all commission driven too. So commercial account managers like myself, and even small business banker and mobile mortgage specialists, they're all commission driven. So if you're the least profitable employee they have, they're not going to have you around for much longer, right? So there is a catch-22 there. You want the best, lowest rate, but also my employer wants the highest profitability for me to be, to keep me as a good employee, to give me all those rewards and bonuses that I need to hit, right?
So when did you make the transition out onto your own? What was the final straw? What was the straw that broke Sua Truong's back?
Well, I was actually very loyal to I call her my manager, but she's actually the regional sales manager of the whole entire area, the region. And we were given a very loose rein to do what we want as long as we hit our numbers, right? So I loved independence, but when she got laid off and they gave her like an early severance, it's like, oh my God, just a few years short of her golden watch kind of thing. And she's been there for over 30 years, which is all her life. I was shocked. I was like, that's loyalty? Jeez, Murphy, right? They let you off a few years before you hit your final, the final amount. She would have a great retirement, I tell you. But because she didn't hit it, she won't get it.
Yeah, you can spend your whole life building somebody else's dream or spend a couple of years building your own.
And that's what I decided. When she left and they gave me an option to either downsize, they call it, to either do that or move sideways to another location and do more work with the same pay. So I chose exit back in 2010.
More work with the same pay? That's an appealing option, isn't it?
Yeah. A lot more administrative work too. So I said, that's not for me. I'm a hunter. I'm not a farmer. I don't sit and wait, right?
So a lot like we've done, we put together a tax course. So it's a little bit of lead generation for us, half the people that come through the tax course, really those who just want to do it themselves. But for brokers that are out there listening, what is it that they want to achieve by taking this course or getting involved with you in taking the course?
Well, first of all, I always ask them, it's like the reason why you want to do this. I always ask them like, okay, are you, so let's go back. There's 36,000 brokers across Canada. Right. And a lot of them are happy doing residential. Right? They have got a lot of relationship with realtors and stuff. So they don't have to chase after a lot of clients. Right. But for the folks that I question, like, why are you doing the same thing that everybody else is doing? There's literally 98% of the people out there in the brokerage world are doing residential financing. Why? Because it's easy. All right. Any grade 11 can graduate from high school to do this. Right? It's a low level entry. So I asked them, there is the other 2 to 3% that does strictly what I do, commercial financing. Because nobody else is doing it. It's too damn hard, right? Nobody's teaching. There's no support level. There's a whole bunch of stuff, and I'll go into that later. But the question you need to ask yourself is, if you're a broker and you feel like you're chasing your tail, you might want to consider doing something different. Like maybe leave the industry together, or else have a look at it.
Probably because you are chasing your tail, literally. Yeah. A lot of them do. They're just chasing, and then I know the industry superficially because we are the national service provider for Philogics now. So we work with a lot of brokers, but I hear a lot of them, losing deals on refinancing, the renewals. Banks are stealing people back. So you put all that work in, It's the same with us on the tax side. Very low margins on the tax side. We have to do a high volume, but clients jump around based on saving 10 or 20 or 30 bucks.
Yeah, it's ridiculous because those are the low hanging fruits, I call them, right? Like, why everybody's doing that? You're chasing. You cannot offer your client says we offer the best service and best rate. Well, that's expected. Everybody says that.
That should go without saying.
Yeah, right. So it's like you can't go out and preach that because everybody else is doing the same thing that you're doing.
It's like guaranteeing accuracy on your tax return. Well, nobody would expect anything less.
That's right.
So let's. I know a lot of people are anxious here to jump in and see what's hiding behind the initial screen here. But I know you're going to dive a little bit into the course, give them some options. But grab your notepad, your paper, try and enjoy the Sua's presentation. I've been through it, I believe, twice before at presentations that you've done, Sua.
Well, I made it a little bit different this time around, so hopefully it'll be more useful. Yeah.
Special for the side hustle for your side hustle webinar here. Awesome.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to mute. We'll keep an eye on questions here coming in on the gallery. And any important questions, we'll queue them up for.
I mean, we you don't have to stay mute, Robert. We can talk and chat about this. It's more like an open session. So the one thing I like to ask is, why don't brokers do commercial financing? And I'm sure you, Robert, you see so many thousands and thousands of doing the repeat same thing and like chasing the tail, like you mentioned earlier, right? But I think the biggest concern that a lot of mortgage brokers don't jump into commercial financing is fear, right? Literally. And I call it fear, FEAR. It's, false expectation appearing real. Right, they're afraid of everything. I mean, first of all, because there's lack of support. Right, there's no support, no training whatsoever in the side of the residential mortgage right now. Broker channel to teach, right, and everybody else is pushing towards only doing residential deals. Only doing residential deals, right? And I would say why? What it is? It's controlling your income, right? Because they set a ceiling, they set an X amount, either 60, 75, or 85, or some, 110 basis point to keep you there, to control the level of income you can make, right, per client. Does that make sense? Is that you, Robert? It's like you can chase after all the regular T4 guys to do taxes, but then there's no value in that, right?
I'm going to give you an example. I just pulled one off here. This actually literally just came into my office because we have to file these on a separate computer. We have 6 full-time staff now processing documents. So last month, we did 34,000 plus documents through the Filogix portal. This is the first one that has come in for a copy of a corporate assessment. I folded it over here to hide the client's details, but that's a business consent form. 34,000 documents, and this is the first one that's come in about a month and a half. So somebody's doing some commercial financing, but most of the commercial finance guys have an account they work with. So, to give people the benefit of the doubt, very few come through us for these documents, but just to give you the sheer magnitude of residential versus commercial.
That's right. That's
34,000 documents. That's the first one that's come through in about a month.
Yeah, literally nobody's doing it. I mean, it's kind of shocking. Do people buy commercial property all the time, every day? Literally.
I'm going to tell people right now listening, either follow up on Sua's offer here at the end, or he doesn't mind taking all the commercial deals himself. So the question is, how many do you want as a broker? And are you going to, take a sneak peek at the course or at least give it a test drive?
The 2% is going to 3%, right? And you know what? I've trained 130 residential brokers across Canada in the last 5 years, and I trained a select few. It's not for everybody. And you go through the interviewing process when they come to me to see if it, to see whether this is what they're looking for. Because a lot of times I don't want them to spend $5,000 on a workshop, and it becomes not self-help and become shelf-help, right? It's stuck on the shelf, doing nothing, collecting dust. They just waste money, right? I'm not in the business to help them do that. I'm in the business to help them change their life and change their business.
So what about somebody that's listening to and they got their mind set on residential, but they end up coming across a couple deals for commercial? Is that something that you will co-broker with them?
Yeah, I can help. There's 130 of my graduates that I can help as well across Canada, literally all the way to Newfoundland, right? So I've trained every province so far. Right? So the reason why a lot of mortgage brokers don't really jump to commercial finance, I fear, is the myth out there. The myth that it takes too long. It takes too long, and clients don't pay. Clients shop around anyway. So why waste all your time doing that? Well, it is a bold-faced lie, because the people that are saying that are usually the ones that don't want you to get involved in commercial financing.
It's almost the same amount of work for the tax documents on
It
the
is.
commercial side as it is on the residential side. We know because we do both, but very small numbers come through on the commercial side because most are working with an accountant. Most people in business have a good track on their financials. You know, they're on top of that, whereas most people in residential, like I said, last month, 34,000 document orders through Filogix.
Wow, that's an incredible amount.
Yeah, they're doing, you know, they do upwards of 500,000 mortgages a year. So that's almost 60-70% of the mortgages that go through cannot find their documents.
Yeah, and you know what? At the T1 and the T2, it's really not much different other than, you know, the business for self section. It's just translated differently, right?
They're both grade 3 math. Adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. It's just the pages look a little different. Bottom line is the government wants to see that bottom line to see how much tax they can get out of you. That's about it.
And you know, just like you said, Robert, it's not really hard math to understand, and that's what it is about when you look into understanding the financial stuff on a business. And you know, I go into detail, teach them how to pull numbers out and to be able to use the numbers that we need to make the lenders give us an approval, right? I teach about that, you know, like EBITDA, for example, right, and cap rate and all that. I go into the workshop and go into details. How do you figure out, right? Some are familiar with it already. I mean, honestly, if you're doing private
we're looking for extra help here this time of year. You want to moonlight? You want to fly back and give us a hand?
There you go.
You know enough about financials, you could probably get you in for a few hours a week.
Yeah, I'll bet you're overly swamped, right? Because of tax season. So, I mean, what have you? I mean, what do you have on your hand, right? What have you got? If you're already dealing with a lot of fix and flipper, if you're dealing with a lot of not first home buyer, if you're only dealing with first home buyer, this is not for you. This workshop is not for you, okay? Stay where you're at until you had enough. If you're like me and if you had enough with first home buyers ask you, oh, the realtor didn't tell me that. Do I need to get this? Do I need to get that? Do I need to get this? And if you're like, oh, I don't want to explain this again, then this might be for you, right? Because you deal with investors, they don't ask that. You usually say, hey, sign here so I can get to Rob and Rob can post some stuff for me. I need from the database from CRA. Boom. They don't question you. They don't say why. They expect it. Right, Rob?
They work with professionals all the time, so it's an expectation. They know what's coming.
Yeah. And do they know you're going to work for free? Does any business owner know anybody else work for free? No. They expect to pay a fee, right? Not like first home buyers. You ask them for a fee, they say, what? But I thought you guys work for free. I thought the bank pays you, right? So the myth that people don't believe in paying commercial financing guy like mortgage brokers a fee is wrong. Right? They're making bundles, and I'll show you some of my students later. They're making money, right? The potential, really, I say the sky isn't the ceiling, right? You can make as much as you want with as little client as you want. Because my numbers dropped down between 2016 and 2021, right? In those years, my numbers of residential clients went from I would say 100 odd clients down to 60, now down to like nothing. Right? At one time, I dropped from 85 clients down to 50 clients. I have one of my last webinar. I go through the numbers, right? When a residential broker drops a client from 85 per year down to 62, what do you think the income looks like, Robert?
Yeah, you know, that's about 80% income or 20% drop.
All right, that is a significant drop. If you're making six figure, you just lost an easy 25 grand, 25, right? But my numbers went up, right? My numbers went up almost 52% in the same amount of time.
I know they do because we do your numbers, and so I can vouch for it. But on top of that, you're spending half your time overseas now. You know, relaxing a big part of the year, starting to wind down, closer to retirement.
I mean, the potential is there to do that, right? Residential, you have to chase after the clients all the time. Whereas commercial, you never see them. They're busy doing their job. They're busy doing their business.
Their hustle.
Their hustle. They don't. You want to meet on Zoom? Oh, that's awesome. So I don't have to go down to the office. That's even better.
And they're not even in the office half the time. A lot of our what I call our commercial clients are corporate owners. They're just on their way to a meeting and they get on a quick Zoom call for 5-10 minutes between meetings, give you the information they need, and they're done. Whereas we have clients that are, they just have a T4 with a side part-time job, and it takes them 3 weeks to get a copy of their T4.
Yeah, it's very different. I mean, and the time that you meet them too is very, very flexible. They're not like, oh, I can only meet you after 5. If they're an employee, right, they only meet you after the work, right? And all your work is bunched into the evenings and bunched into the weekend, which I hate it because I want family time. I wanted my travel time. I want my freedom.
I know. I remember the scene from Boiler Room where I think it was Ben Affleck said, hey, if you're looking for vacation time, go teach 3rd grade public school. That's it's true. There's some people are they just want the JOB, stands for just over broke, and some people are willing to hustle. And mortgage brokers, you're already hustling anyway. just a little additional hustle to get the commercial side going. And that's what Sue is explaining today. For those who are just tuning in, his commercial financing course, we're talking about it here, getting the inside scoop, finding out the benefits, the features.
Yeah, and I'm there. Like after the 6-week course that I teach is over, I don't just leave abandon you. For the first deal, I help you from A to Z to get the deal done. And we have our own private group that we openly share contacts and openly help. We restructure some deals. So if you have a problem, you share it inside a private group, and we openly help each other. I have 130 graduates across from every franchise, literally. Like there's not a franchise that hasn't taken my workshop. Right? The last broker owner, I trained six of her employees. It's crazy.
Excellent.
Right? So they spent a fortune with me on that group alone. Right? If she's willing to spend the money, I know she's gonna get 10 times back in the next year or two. Because
so somebody that is watching, somebody who's a brokerage owner, what type of people would they look to in their brokerage to hand pick if they were going to pay for the course?
The underwriter, because those underwriters they're not making enough money on those residential deals, right? And when they one day they get tired of the current type of files, which is like in and out every day is the same. Hey, there is some people who love it, but then there are one who say, I'm not growing. Like I'm not using my brain. It just becomes mush.
That was my first year as an accountant in accounts payable, and I got 600 invoices a week. And I worked my butt off that first week, and the next week they brought in another 600 invoices to code. Like I got to do this for the next 30 years? Come on.
Yeah, right. No growth there. So with commercial financing, with the underwriter already have a third of the skill set, right? They're just not being utilized. So what I teach them is on the commercial finance side is how to use that and expand from what they currently have, right? Most people don't just look at the simple add back from the T1 general, right? With the self-employed kind of income, right? But they don't realize that can be expanded and grow if you have to deal with a T2 corporate, right? Then that's when the fun stuff comes in. They actually get to use the noodles more. Can I add this back? Is this permitted? What is permitted? What isn't? And I go through that in my workshop, right? And a lot of it is justification. Is it a one-time expense or is it a continuing expense? Is it indirectly related to the job or not directly related? Right? So there's stuff that you can and cannot, even if one-time expenses, right? And I go through all that stuff. So
what do we have here? Why and potential? So the potential, let's look at the potential for somebody who's, let's say, doing 20 million a year in residential, which is one house in West Vancouver, but somebody making 25, somebody starting out making 25, 30,000, they're highly intelligent. They know the system inside out. What's the upside for them, the potential?
Well, one of my early graduates was a gal named Noelle Murdoch. And she was from Edmonton. She flew in. That's what she was making, around $20,000, $30,000 on her. That was her second year when she came to me. And I was kind of hesitant, but because I usually say, you got to be in it around 2 to 3 years. So slit your wrist a few times to say, okay, enough is enough. I want to change, right? I help those people who want to change. I can't help you if you don't want to change, right? You just come in to expect the golden grail. It doesn't work. But the potential is this. So she went back and helped her existing builder developer who wanted to make a change. He wanted to build some commercial component instead of doing townhouses to sell in Edmonton because the market wasn't really good for residential, but a few years ago. So he decided to shift to commercial, building warehouses. She needed to get up to speed really fast to be able to finance his project, right? Long story short, she came back to me about 6 months after. She said, Sue, I've been busy. I have not been active in the group, and this is the reason why. And she goes, man, I helped the builder developer get the financing for the land and to build out these warehouses to sell. That file alone, she made more than her last year income. So I won't tell you how much, but she said she was making more money in that one deal, helping with that one developer than she was doing in her previous job as an ambulance driver. If that doesn't change her life, I don't know what does, right? And that freed up more time because she was a single mom. She has 2 kids, right? So that was cool. The coolest stuff that I got out of this is that she went on to an advisor role with a builder developer. And when the units were completed, she was the pre-approval financing for the takeout mortgage for someone who was buying those individual units. It was amazing. Like, none of my other students were this creative, right? And that builder developer kept her for life because she helped him redesign the brand, the website. I mean, that goes a step beyond, right? But if you're creative, that's your creative mind at use, right? She didn't build the website. She got somebody else in, and she said, we need to have this. We need to have about your information about you, because you know what, builder developers sometimes, if they're just like the small ones who just want to grow into the big league, they don't have time for that. They're just chasing after the next deal, after the next project, right? So it was great. He handed everything to her. You want to know loyalty is? That's loyalty, right? He's not going nowhere. And does she have to chase after another bone anymore? That's a big juicy bone, right? And guess who those developer and builders know?
Other builders and developers.
Other builders and developer.
So she became a one-stop shop for that developer. He doesn't have to go around, arrange with the bank to have somebody come in and set up their signage. She was willing to take care of the whole cycle from start to finish to...
That's right. And you know what? Builders, developers, they know what they're good at and what they're not good at. And they know value. See, that's the difference between the residential mortgages, right? A lot of our clients expect. They don't see value when they expect, right? And that's I think that's what's wrong with this world, right? Too many people are too entitled because the media has trained them that way, right? Whereas business owners, we know we're not going to spend time chasing the bank and chasing negotiation and chasing the paper and chasing the document and chasing the appraisers. You do that, we're going to go build the next project. You help finance, right? And it's a write-off.
Want to build.
Yeah,
I know. I started off my working career framing houses, so I know the industry. We just want to build. Just want to
bang. Go to the next one. Bang, bang.
Get the next foundation poured and start on the next one. In Ontario, before the snow came, that was the hurry.
That's it.
Get it boxed in before the snow comes, and then you can work all winter inside.
Well, that's what she does, by the way. She does it in the winter's time, right? You know, when everybody else is having a hard time finding clients, she's working on that deal, ready for the spring, fall to start building, right? Nice. So what's the potential? Another graduate of mine, right? His name is Tim Osborne. He's a big helper inside the Allah Mortgage Brokering group. And when he came to me, he was in a small town. He still is in a small town, by the way, right? And Salmon Arms area kind of thing in the interior. So he's going, man, my mortgages are so small. I got to work 3-4 times more from you guys in Vancouver to make the same amount of commission on a one deal, right? So when he came to me, he said, "So I just need a better way to make more money," right? So when he came to me, he was very open, and I said, you know what, Tim? Nobody have graduated from my workshop at that time is in the interior, Kelowna, Kamloops, but my investors are going up there, Terrace Kitimat. Nobody else is doing it. And I said, you are a lucky guy, because my investors, when they go up there, I'm not going to go up there. I'm going to send them to you. And same thing with everybody else, right? So make a long story short for him, Tim, within 6 months too, I told no, within 6 months, for 3 months, when his franchise, he's in a smaller franchise. So when his franchise found out he was doing commercial deals and educating the other brokers in his own franchise about how commercial finance works, and they sent him a ton of deals. They approached him and said, Tim, would you want to take on as the lead desk for commercial financing for our franchise, right? So he went from 3 months before not knowing commercial financing to taking on the lead desk on the commercial financing for the franchise. Right? From that day onward, guess how much business he had to go to hunt for commercial financing deals out there? I know, I'm just being facetious, right? Nothing. He doesn't need to hunt. He doesn't need to go out hunting for new deals. He's getting a ton of referral inside the franchise now, right? Such as Dominion Lending, and a vehicle and a mortgage alliance, all that stuff. They have a head office in this commercial financing, but they're inundated too. They're swamped, right? So if you are in a broker owner office that have a huge team, 40, 50 people, heck, even 20 people, look how many deals you can get from those inside your office alone. You don't need to go hunting, all right? You're slaying there. As a matter of fact, when I was working in an office of 43, right? 43 brokers in the office, guess how many was doing commercial deals in there that knows how to do a commercial deal? Yeah, the other guy and me. That was it. So out of between 43 of us, we were getting a lot of deals already. We didn't even ever hunt at all, because one broker will eventually come across one commercial deal in any given 6 months even. I'll wager to say out of the 40 brokers, 41 there, 40 brokers, there's probably easy 40 deals that just never touched because they didn't care. Nobody, they didn't want it. They don't have to seek them out. They turn them away. Oh, just go to your bank. And this is why I'm passionate, and this is why I'm actually doing the course, why I'm teaching, right? It's like I get so sick and tired of hearing, brokers, like when I was inside the broker, we're telling our clients, we are the go-to financing expert. But then when somebody wants to expand and grow their business, wants to buy the warehouse, wants to buy an office, we say, I don't know, go back to your bank. Hello? Didn't you just say you were like the go-to financing person? What happened? Oh, because I don't know commercial finance. Well, that's not an excuse, is it? Right? So I get upset. Sorry, man. Just very passionate.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I can tell you get passionate.
so here's the thing. This is another broker owner, okay, who recently finished in December of the workshop. And when he came to me, he was like, Sue, I'm not sure, but I'm the broker and I'm hiring a ton of people. I see them turn away commercial deal all the time. All right. So Michael Warmby, right? He says hey, you read this. Can you read it, Robert?
Yeah, the 6 weeks spent with Sua was an investment in creating the best possible experience for our commercial clients. He encourages out-of-the-box strategy. I walked away with more confidence to approach lenders knowing they are receiving a well-packaged risk assessment of each opportunity. As brokers, we never stop learning and always look for new ways to evaluate the options best suited for our clients. Sua's course is a tool in our kit that will be used for many years to come. That is your paid public service announcement by MrTaxes.ca. That's it, Michael Warmby. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's an owner. He understands that, right? He knows we're leaving so much on the table. It's like, oh, you're a business owner. And that was it at the end of the discussion, right? It's like, you're a business owner. Oh, how's your business? Are you expanding? Have you thought about moving out of your house? Have you thought about acquiring an office building and bringing? I'm
going to make an analogy here, Sua. The commercial mortgage side to traditional mortgage brokering is similar to a lot of students coming into us that work on the personal tax side. Very quick learning curve, becomes very boring, and then they say, how do we then now learn corporate tax, T2s?
Yeah.
Small business returns, taking that next step.
More money, more value.
More money, more value, but you're also working with more educated clients.
Yes.
Clients that have their paperwork in order. Like I said at
the
beginning.
You're not chasing them paperwork.
Oh, the joy of our life.
Yeah. And you see them grow, and you can help even more, right? Help them with projections, help them with added value outside of the accounting toolbox that they need help with.
Well, in the business side, you see them go to that next stage. It's just like a homeowner, seeing them grow. They have kids, they need a bigger home, they need more financing, then they start their own business, they need commercial property. You see that evolution with the clients.
Yep. And it doesn't stop there. See, you spent $5K on my workshop. Warby is saying, Michael is saying, that's $25K I can make back in the next 6 months, 5 to 6 months, right? It's years. And you get better and better, right? And you get bigger and bigger deals. That's the future. That's the potential. Work with the smaller deals at the beginning, co-broker the bigger deals with me. So that's the other selfish reason. If you're asking why Sue was teaching this and creating competition, I'm not. I'm bringing more bigger deals into the broker channel because now there's more awareness that we can do this, right? See, when I was with that, oops. But I'm not with them anymore anyway, so it's too late.
Yeah, we will make sure and beep that out.
So I was not allowed to ask them, or not allowed to push them, not allowed to advise them. Say, hey, are you going to grow? Would you want to take some leasing? Have you thought about leasing your equipment instead of buying outright? You can't take on those risks and liability by suggesting the owner to do that. When you're an individual, independent guy like me as a commercial financing expert, we can tell them, hey, why are you buying the car and a cheap car? Why don't you lease a new one? And this is why. Talk to the accountant, talk to Robert. He'll give you another reason why, right? And then when they see that makes sense. And also frees up more money to do what? Oh, the equipment, your old equipment, time to get rid of it. Let's lease a new one. Because now you have cash flow, right? You have money in the war chest. So let's do more. Now the business can be expanded and grow further and faster. Is there risk? Oh yeah, there's a lot more risk. But as a business owner, they understand that already, right? But with the capital, it's a calculated risk they have, right? And that's what we're here for. We're here to give them advice. When I was an employee at the bank, it's not my incentive to give them advice. That can cost me I lose my job, right? So it was a disincentive for me working at the bank.
It's like being an employee for Canada Revenue.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to mention Canada Revenue.
There you go. So, what I learned, other than the fundamentals, I everything already from A to Z, right? So the one thing that you need to know is, as any broker, really, when you have a deal in front of you, you're paid to get the deal done. You just say, usually the client says, when am I going to get my money? Like, when are we getting approval? Literally, right? So my thing is that I teach not just
Yeah,
fundamentals.
we're pouring concrete in 3 weeks. We need money. Yeah.
Yeah.
No pressure. No pressure.
The thing why a lot of brokers don't like the commercial financing because they have this misunderstanding that it takes a lot of time. It really isn't. Once you understand 1 + 1 = 2, right? Once you understand A, B, C, all right? I teach you how to walk before you start running. So once you got that, then it'll be faster and faster. But you can quickly analyze a deal. I have templates, spreadsheets, everything after yin yang, after the a decade worth of acquiring all this knowledge and all these extra tools, right? I provide all of that included, right? So you don't have to start from scratch. So you can punch in the numbers and the spreadsheet will quickly analyze the deal for you. What's missing? How much can you finance? Literally, like it's not even a pre-approval. I would say 90% guarantee that this is the maximum they will get. And of course, there's a discretion we can argue, we can try to get more out of for them. But on the surface, within 5 minutes, you can tell whether that deal is good or bad, right? Or you can tell the client, yeah, this is not going to work, right? And let them go away. Then you can spend some of your time on your residential deal. That's easy to do, get it done, right? But at least you're not wasting a lot of precious time, right? That's what most resident broker are worried about when they look at commercial financing is, am I going to waste my time and get nothing, right? No, the tools will be there to shorten that time frame for you. And what's the other thing, right? What is the other thing that we worry about? We got this deal. It looks good. I feel it's good. But is the lender looking at with the same microscope, magnifying glass that you are? Probably not, right? You look at it from a potential, this is a good deal. But most lenders don't. And underwriters are even different, right? So how do you know? And I teach you how to position the file. And if there's any bumps in it, how to pave it over. So that way, if there's any issues, it's going to be resolved before the appraisal gets there, before, right? You send it into commercial account manager to get an approval. Right? If you send it in, all the mistakes are on there, the chance you approve it is not just 50-50. I see this very often. A lot of residential brokers come to me and say, so I got burnt on a couple of deals. I said, no, you didn't. You burnt your client, right? You're expensive. You're an expensive broker, even if you never charge those clients because you cost them that deal, right? You should have known better. And that's what I don't like when they try to throw deals onto one, see hope it sticks. You know what? 50-50, there's a 50% chance it works. And those brokers are just lucky, right? They just throw on I call it, throw the sticky gum on the wall and see if it sticks, right? It's like going through many different lenders. You really are shopping the competition, oh my God, but the wrong way. You should know ahead of time. If it's a 50-50, how do I make it to 80 or 90%? Wouldn't that be a better idea, Robert?
You got to put the client in position to succeed.
Yes.
That's your goal.
Yeah. Once you see, reputation is everything in the commercial finance world. It's a small world. We know each other, right? I know my other guy, my colleagues. We know, right? We know what they're doing. And the thing is that once word gets out, oh God, Sue sent me another deal. Oh God, Sue sent me another deal. They know. They're gonna put your file at the bottom before they get to it, right? By the time it's too late, right? Subject removed date's gone, so it's too late. So you need to know so that if it protects your reputation and it protects the client's reputation as well as an expense that they may not be, expecting, right? Don't waste the money. Right? That's how I tell my client. Walk away before you do an environmental assessment. The way that it looks on this property looks bad, right? So save them $5,000 up front, right then and there. And I show you how to do that. What about lenders? I understand everything. I got the deal. Robert helped me with the projection and everything. Strong file. Out of all the lenders, which is the best one to use? Or you can just try any one of them, right? There's no support out there other than our group, other than me, right? I tell you from the amount of time that we've been in business, from the amount of files that we've gone through, right? And God, hundreds of clients we've helped out myself personally, right? For across 130 odd brokers I've trained, we're approaching probably several hundred, if not 1,000 already or more. Right? I should keep tabs on them, but I don't pull them. So know which lender to use. Credit union, trust, insurance company. Sometimes they are good, right? Depends on your client. Right? If they're currently at TD, should they go to TD or should they go elsewhere? Right? And I give you a reason why you should and why you shouldn't. Right? You need to know those. Then that's the best way to do it. Rather than just say, I'm going to try all of them. It's like, yeah, how would you like it if they do that to you? Right? There's
nobody wants that.
Yeah, there's no efficiency ratio. There's no such thing as efficiency. That's another cool thing. No efficiency ratio inside the commercial world, but I call it a friend ratio. They become unfriendly if you keep shopping them, using them, but don't give them the deal, right? They don't like that. We're just human nature, right? So I show you how to cut down on that and be able to just pick 2, 3 and shop those guys, and they'll be okay with it as long as you tell them. That's another difference, right? You tell inside the broker channel, you tell you're also working with on the same file. You know what they can do to you, Robert? Yeah, cancel that deal. And if Sue sends another deal next time, we're telling go to right. So you know what? In the commercial world, I get to say this. And they're like, oh, thanks for letting us know. We're going to compete for this business. Inside the broker channel is the opposite. You're like, I call it enslavement, right? The efficiency ratio is making the broker channel less effective. You can't do what you profess to do anymore. You cannot shop around anymore, right?
I was talking to one of the upper management at Philogix, and a new broker actually submitted a deal to every lender.
Oh, geez,
To the channel. Well, 8 lenders submitted the deal, and they reached out and told the broker, and they had a chat with their brokerage, and beginners mistakes.
Yeah, but it's not just any beginner's mistake. It's every one of them now, because they're being handcuffed. You're handcuffed, right, with this efficiency ratio. I call it unfair, but that's the way business is. So also what's not fair? Being paid 75 basis point on average on every deal,
or less.
Yeah, on a B deal, right? Oh my gosh, getting 50 basis point for all that work. It's just and not the easiest clients, a B client, right? My B clients pay me 200-300 basis points. I get them A rates. I get them A financing. Because the commercial finance world, guys, it's not all about the personal credit bureau file, right? So what about results, right? Because at the end of the day, suicide is a good game. I want to see proof, right? Robert Klein's one of my earliest, for like the second batch that I taught. Read what he says for me, Robert. It's amazing. I can't pay for this.
Robert Klein, I know Robert. His sister's a broker as well. And
exactly.
Robert Klein says, Sua saved my life with this course. I'd still be a normal mortgage broker without it. Since 2016, the following has happened. He built a network for non-broker residential channel lenders. He built a network for commercial broker channel lenders. And he had completed, I know, right around that time, his real estate license. So he works predominantly with a commercial real estate developers. And he uses that to cross-pollinate his business.
Yep.
Right. And number 4, he said he qualified for a 9.2 million commercial mortgage to build 33,000 square foot residential rental space. Even at 200 bips on that one, that's a good income.
Forget it. Even 100 basis points because he's involved actually in that project too.
And in the bigger cities, so I know Robert's in the Vancouver area here with us, and he's mapped out another 100 million plus in future business.
Yeah.
So all you got to do is run those numbers as a broker and see the value in the course.
Yeah. Not even 200 basis point. Even if you just charging 100 basis point, 1%. By the way, I don't go below 1%. There's nothing below that. I don't work for that. Right. So even on a $300,000 mortgage, I still make minimum of 2%. I usually say 3% unless they're returning client. Right. Same amount of work, guys. For $300K mortgage, it's 60 to 90. Right. I don't work for less than $2,500. To wake up for it. It ain't worth it. $100,000 loan is still $2,500 for Sua. Right?
Yeah, some people don't get out of bed for less than that.
Yeah, my dad always says, right, work harder or work smarter. I prefer to work smarter. Right?
So I know a client. We flew to Toronto for a big insurance, life insurance deal on a corporate client. He wanted to meet personally. That was worthwhile to jump on the plane.
Why not? I would.
Right? Because north of 6-figure commission, which is non-negotiable in the life insurance industry, but that client wanted to sit down. He wanted to see things on paper. He was old school. He wasn't comfortable. The first Zoom call, I recognize that. But you're going to know your client. You're going to know which ones are worthwhile getting out of bed for. And, a client wants us to run across town to pick up a T4 slip. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But a client calls you and says, I got a $2-3 million real estate deal I'm working on. Can you help on that? Well, now you'll be able to say yes.
Indubitably. Yeah. Whereas before I said, have you tried your bank?
Yeah. Sorry, it's something we don't work with here at our brokerage.
Yeah.
So I thought you guys were a national brand. I thought you had offices and an infinite number of lenders. I thought you had, 1,000 brokers in your brokerage across Canada. Why can't you help with the commercial?
You know what? They can, but they're limited because the head office have commercial desk. But here's the thing, the commercial desk doesn't incentivize you and also disincentivizes the residential mortgage broker. Here's why. When you send a deal to head office, they give you 25 basis points. It's like, okay, yeah. But then they also don't teach you anything. They don't keep you in the loop. They reply very late, many days, if not a week later. Your clients are sending you a message every day. Hey, what's the update? Hey, what's the update, Robert? Hey, what's the update? Every day. I don't know. Head office hasn't replied.
It's happening in Toronto. Call Toronto.
Well, that's it. Either Toronto or Vancouver. That's the only two places they send to the commercial lead desk, right? And they're swamped. They're inundated. And if you're a commercial lead desk, do you pick the best deal to work on or the shitty deal or the smaller deal? Makes sense, right? I pick the best deal, the easiest deal to work with first. Right? If yours, crap, I'll leave it for later. And that's how it is, right? So it's just a disincentive to send everything to head office. And it's also, when many people send to head office, it's also ineffective. It really, really causes chaos for them. It really puts a lot of pressure on them too. So it makes it worse for them. Head office doesn't want all these small dinky deals. Anything $1 million, $2, $3 million, that should be us. The residential broker that have the knowledge that Robert has can deal with that $2, $3 million deal. Make it 20, 60 grand, whatever you want to charge. I help you show you how to charge, increase your fee, all right? I help you overcome all those objections that the clients have with fees. It's all part of the training, right? Look at Robert Klein. Did it change his life? Right? How about his way of doing business? He hated chasing first home buyer. Or he doesn't do any of them anymore. Right? Strictly commercial now with his commercial real estate license. Oh, by the way, guys, hint for you. How many commercial mortgage brokers out there are chasing commercial realtors? A better question. How many residential brokers are chasing realtors?
Too many.
Too many. There's nobody chasing commercial realtors. They wouldn't have a clue how to start. And commercial realtors are a different breed. You can't just pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm so true. You don't know if you're hole in the wall, but could you send me some referral? They know why you're calling them. All right. You think they'll say yes or no or want to meet with you? Sorry to tell you, but commercial realtors won't have the time to meet with you. They deal with big players and ballers, right? You need to earn their trust and you need to find a way to get in their face to be able to access them. And I teach you how to do that, right? Accessing commercial realtor is not easy as a residential realtor, my friend. It's very different. They will not pick up the phone, even for an investor calling. It's crazy. Think about that. Look at the listing, and you know a big difference. Commercial listing. I have nothing on it. You're not even a property tax. What the heck? Just an address and a picture, and not a good picture either. All right. So there's a psychology behind that. But if you understand the psychology of a commercial realtor, easy picking. All right. Easy to access them. I know them, right? Once you're in this industry, it's very easy. But those who aren't or don't understand, good luck in knocking on their doors. So that's great and all. But how about this? It's not all about me. It's making money. Not all about you making money. Would this make a difference in your client's life? Look at what this guy just did. One of my past students, right? In Toronto, I believe, right? No, actually in Vancouver, 778 number. A Blueberry Farm in Michigan. Check it out. $2.4 million commercial mortgage on a 77-acre. Right? So $2.4 million deals on a private mortgage. He converted after he took my workshop. He went back to the existing client. This client of his that he put in because he didn't know how to get this client a mortgage, a commercial mortgage, and he needed his client. And his client is far busy with 77-acre Blueberry Farm. He's got no time to shop around, no time to go to the bank. Right? Got them institutional money, saved them from a 9% interest down to less than 3%. Would that change the client's life, profit level, stress?
Well, it's not just empowering brokers to, squeeze more money into their paychecks. It's empowering brokers to really do what brokers love doing, and that's helping clients.
Yeah, clients very happy with a huge savings interest, right?
And another tool is just another tool in your toolbox, and now you're working on different size projects.
Yeah, and go back to your existing client, the clients that are on the B lending, private lending. Look at them from a different perspective and reposition them to get the financing from an institutional lender. Just because you're in the broker channel, lender says no, right? The other guys might say yes, right? And the difference between inside the broker channel and at the branch level is very different. Small business lending can do it, whereas even the branch can't do it. Commercial account manager can probably do it, or high net worth ones. And there's like 5 different channels, right? But broker channels only deal with one channel, maybe 2 sometimes. The other 3, they have no access to it unless they are moved outside of the broker channel, right? That's what Gopinath did. Gopi got this. I know which bank too, right? Got the financing for them. And I told him specifically, go to talk to this lender. And I even gave him my commercial contact. And that's part of the workshop. I have a set of all the contacts that I've acquired over the past few years. You have full access to them. You can always call all the contact information. I call my black book list of lenders, right? That alone, my friend, is worth the money, right? But you can call them and get referrals even if outside of the province, right? Most of my contacts are on the West Coast, some in Toronto. But if you're in the other province, all you do is pick up the phone, call my contact, and say, hey, would you have somebody in Saskatchewan here that you can refer me to, right? So think about that. If you were to call them up directly from the bank, they don't know you from hole in the ground, versus Mary from Vancouver said that I should call you to help on this deal. Would that help? Way better, right? So if somebody from regional sales manager or some senior commercial guy from Vancouver or Toronto refer you to their colleagues in the prairie or the East Coast, so much easier to get through that door, right? That's the benefit of leveraging my network. So I love making a difference in other people's life, and I love to see my students here make a difference in other people's life, right?
And just to be open, so I know you mentioned you get the odd deal referred back to you, but I know you, I've known you for a long time now, and I know that your passion is really, empowering people. Knowledge is power. We developed a tax course and we give it away for free, and people say, well, why do you give it away for free? Well, yeah, there's not a hidden motive, but people take the first modules for free. If they like it, they come on board. They learn a little bit, and we're always looking for good people.
Yep.
People start in the tax world like they do in the mortgage world. They start off learning the basics, and that's a great framework to learn. But where do you go from there? Only one way to go, and that's up.
That's right. And even beyond this, right? Even beyond this, we're developing with some of my really good experts in my colleagues, right? I call it the niche. The next level is development and construction financing, like for multifamily, for building out the low rise, high rise, subdivision. That workshop is in the works right now. So stay tuned, right? What else is there? Well, here's a few other ones for you, right? What's the potential? Hey, read this one from Crystal for me. Robert, read it. Can you?
Crystal. So Crystal or Mylene, yeah. Crystal, final approval, closing, industrial warehouse, 1.7 million purchase price, owner occupied for a plumbing company, 85% LTV with additional 40,000 operating line of credit, an additional 40K on top of that. So thank you, Sue. Without your course and guidance, this would only just be a dream. So happy to have this experience and look forward to many more. I know we've had a lot of brokers that have gone through your course and come back through and work with us because it's a small circle out there.
Yep.
And we see the money they're making on the deals.
Yep.
It's a huge difference. It's like Grant Cardone says, it's a 10x.
Yeah.
Grant's going to send me a check for that, I know, but it's a tenfold in income. It's either 1/10 of the work for 10 times the pay, or 10 times the paycheck for you, and infinite value for the client.
Well, I mean, look at this. So let me ask you about the client that Crystal has. Are they going to shop around? Do they have even time to shop around? They're like,
they don't even know where to go.
Yeah. Do they even know? I mean, talk about 85% loan to value. See, most the myth that commercial financing is maximum of 75%. It's just a myth. You can get up to 100% financing. I believe this one, she hit close to 90%. It was like 87 or 89, like close to 90% loan to value on this commercial industrial warehouse, because we teach you how to leverage the operating assets, financial statements that Robert brings up, right? That creates, right? So that we can get more additional money. That 40 grand is definitely over 85% loan to value. Right? What do you think the client's thinking? Holy crap.
How did this happen?
Right? With their cash flow? Would they have more cash flow? Definitely. Chances are this was for referral from an accountant. Because usually accountant like Robert will get clients and say, hey, I want to expand, but I don't know how, Robert. We're so maxed out. We need more space. Do you know anybody? Right?
Let me think. Let me think.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have your own circle. You have your own accountant. If you don't, use Robert Stone, but for crying out loud. You don't need to chase realtor. Help out your accountant friends, right? Help them. They grow their business, and Robert's business is going to grow too. So if they purchase this correctly and put it in a separate holding company, guess what Robert gets now?
We get a new client out of it.
Yeah.
We do these webinars. We bring on experts like Sue because it's a small community, but we see the deals happening. Bicky was using us initially before we partnered with Finastra, but Bicky was, in the lower mainland here in Vancouver, putting deals through every week, scraping on the residential mortgages. And then those deals started dropping off, and we wonder what happened to him. Well, this is what happens. He starts doing bigger deals, and hey, we're not hurt. Yeah, we lose a client on, we were charging $30 for notice of assessment orders. There's no money in that. No. Our money's on the other items that we do. We do insurance, investments, and we do corporate tax. But we saw a lot of our mortgage broker clients like Bicky who took the course, and then they started doing bigger deals. Smaller volume, but bigger ticket prices.
Yep. I mean, look at her. Mylene, on her first $1.595 million commercial. She made 40 grand. That's like 200 basis points.
Well, she put Bicky to shame, Bicky to shame there, eh?
Oh, Vicky's made a ton more, but
Well, I know.
I love these guys. I like that's why I'm so proud. That's why I'm passionate. That's why I teach, right? It's like, it's amazing. You just have to ask yourself, why are you waiting, right? When is it going to be time for you?
Let's sum it up, Sua. So, we've been on for close to the hour here. People have learned what they can do, what they need to do. How long is the course? How
6
often
weeks
do you
long.
run it? And how do they get signed up?
6 weeks long. Like, they can sign up at commercialfinancingmastery.com or just email me. Let's have a call first. Let's have a chat first. Okay.
Easy to set up a Zoom call like this. We're recording this on Zoom.
Sure.
And Sue is available. You got to watch out for the time zone though, because we had trouble, lining this up. So grateful to have you on. So 6 weeks on the course. How often do you run the course? How many students do you take per course?
I don't usually take more than a handful of students because, like, my experience is that the last workshop that I did, because of that owner brought on 6 underwriter on top of my existing students, we had way too much. We had 16 total. Like 10 was I was like, okay, that's 11 people, that's maximum. She goes, well, how about bringing my staff too? I'm going, how many? I wasn't expecting that. So I find that the bigger classroom, less people talk. They're intimidated from each other. I find that around 5 or 6 is what I cap it at usually, unless there's, they're bringing buddies with them to learn together and underwriters to learn together. I'll make an exception, but I try to keep it smaller so that it's more open, right? One-on-one kind of thing, small group. I like big groups, make more money, but it's not conducive, I find. I rather spread over 6 weeks. I take a month off. So every quarterly I would do one, but because my project here is being built I'm building a commercial resort project in Bali, Indonesia, guys. So if you want to see what's in the background here, it's this. I'm in Bali, so just for just building a resort project here, commercial one. When you're doing a lot of commercial deals all the time, every now and then an opportunity just comes up, and you can become a part of it. And you know what? I'm like a 40% equity in this, so it's gonna be huge, right? Having 6-figure with a passive income while people enjoying my place that's cool. That's gonna be an extra retirement hustle.
That's awesome. So commercialfinancingmastery.com. If you're looking for more details, Sua at commercialfinancingmastery.com. If you're watching this, which most likely you are on the replay, you will get an email from the webinar replay with Sua's contact info. If not, reach out to us. If you're just catching this or you don't have the audio and you just catching the video, reach out to us.
Maybe next time I'll put a calendar link. You can put a calendar link on here, but it's just calendly.com/.
Well, we'll do that because these go up on YouTube. So if you're watching it on the YouTube channel through one of the replay links, Sua's info is in the link below. There will be a booking link for Sua in the link below as well.
That's
Sua
perfect.
from Indonesia, man. Thanks a million. And that's 200 to 300 bips per million for coming on.
It is. It's good money. That's all I got to say.
Okay, fine. We'll let you finish off with the final words. One last plug on the course, and then we'll see you next time.
Yeah. You know what it is to me is mortgage broker. The definition, if you look at the definition of mortgage brokering, it does not say which lender to use, guys. Okay. Mortgage brokering, we are a conduit. The real definition of brokering is being able to help your clients in every capacity, whether it's in accounting, financing, either it's investments or insurances. We have access to all of that. Hey, if you're getting a client a $3 million mortgage with Robert Stone, do you think Robert will give you a nice pat on the back, right? And some greenbacks? I'm sure he would. So don't limit ourselves, guys. Like, don't limit ourselves to where the money's going to come from, right? Expand, right? Don't think outside the box. I teach my broker, there is no box. You flatten the 4 corners, it's flat. That's the opportunity, right? So it's time to think differently. If you wanted to make more money, you want to spend more time with your friends and family, travel around the world like me and do business at the same time and do the financing. It's possible. I've done it.
That's it. Stop building somebody else's dreams. Start building your own. Commercialfinancingmastery.com. We'll see everybody next week.
Take care. Thanks a lot, Rob.
Truong.com. Reach out to Sua. He's your resident expert on commercial financing. So let's see here if we can turn screen share on. We're going to go over to this other screen here. Here we go. Notice of objection. Very, very straightforward form. It's a one-page form. And what entitles you to fill out this notice of objection is actually in the Taxpayer's Bill of Rights. Number 7 says that you don't have to pay tax amounts in dispute until you've had an impartial review. So how do you dispute a tax balance on a client's account? This simple form here. It goes to the Chief of Appeals at your tax center. There's 5 tax centers across Canada. Find out where your local one is. If not, it may take a little bit of extra time to get through. But we file these notices of objection online on the client's account. So if you didn't know, we're the national service provider for Filogix. The same way we log into a client's account to get their notices of assessment and their income slips for approvals for the lenders, we file this objection online through the client's Rep ID account. And this gets put on their account usually within about 24 hours. Faster than if you wrote a check to Canada Revenue and mailed it. So within 24 hours, you can have that account balance removed from your client's account with CRA. It gets removed from the statement of account. We provide a new statement of account once the objection's filed. You send that back to the lender, and now chances are you should be able to get an approval. They may want a letter or a copy of the objection to find out why the balance is being objected. But 9 times out of 10, we are able to get these through for brokers. And what do we charge for this? We charge $100 just to file it. If we do go through and actually work with the client to full dispute on the balance owing, then we can discuss that with the client for the fees. But just to get this filed, to get the balance removed, $100, and the client can use that $100 as a credit towards other services. So, we like to give to receive. Like my old boxing coach told me, he said, it's always better to give than to receive. So we like doing this service because it helps brokers get their clients approved with as little as we've seen it, mortgages being refused for as little as $150. Clients getting forced into a B line of lending or a secondary line of lending for as little as $100 on their account. Very simple. You may be going for other financing, not just a mortgage. Maybe a car loan. We work with a lot of auto dealerships on this as well to get these balances removed from clients' accounts. And sometimes we find balances that aren't even owing. Several cases of very large balances that were in error showing up on clients' accounts. So it's worthwhile taking a second look. It's a simple notice of objection process. And that form T400A E22. So they do have a revised form out this year. Those dates and numbers are always on the bottom left of Canada Revenue forms. So let's dive into your expertise a little bit. We bill ourselves as the side hustle for your side hustle, Canada's national mortgage affiliate program. Partnering with a national accounting firm for leads and affiliate payouts. Maybe explain that a little bit. And I know you're going to dive in with a little bit of a presentation here on the software that we use and how the back end works and how to get signed up. Maybe let's just start that process. How easy is it to get signed up from the homepage at Mr. Taxes?
Yeah, it's super simple.
Attention Canadian taxpayers.
So this is one of the pages that you'll have access to as an affiliate for the Dollar Tax Club if you decide to partner up with the program. And so the reason I want to share this page with you is because this page is just simply, it's designed to not provide a whole lot of information. However, it is designed to provide enough information that is going to intrigue whoever's on this page enough to take the next step. Okay. So the whole purpose, the whole psychology behind my job is to figure out how do we get people through the process as simply and smoothly as possible. So we give them enough information that intrigues them to want to take the next step. So they fill out their information, which I'm not going to do right now, but I will show you what the next page after they fill that out is. So this page here explains the Dollar Tax Club and how it works and how the 10-year tax review works, which is one of the major hooks that we have here with this program. The 10-year tax review, just helping people, one, get cleaned up on their CRA accounts and get all of that stuff cleaned up, as well as see if there's anything that maybe they have potential refunds sitting there, which is one reason why somebody would want to go through this process, right? To see what might be there. So on the last page, I think it said, yeah, there could be thousands of dollars waiting for you, right? So that's enough for somebody to be like, you know what, I'm going to check this out. So they come here, they watch this video, which Rob does a really good job of explaining how the Dollar Tax Club works and all the benefits that you get out of it, including the tax preparation and all of that stuff, discounts and whatnot that they offer.
The tax review is the big hook.
The tax review is the big hook for sure. That's what gets people in the door, right? So essentially, this is a really good thing. For the reason we came up with this for mortgage brokers is because this could work for lead generation, right? For example, let's say you have 10 people that you send this to. It's $1 for them to check it out. What could happen in a really good perfect world is all 10 of those people go through this process. Dollar Tax Club and Mr. Taxes helps get a refund back for those people from the CRA. They're really happy, obviously, because they just got money that they didn't even realize was sitting there. So what's going to happen is those people, through those conversations and whatnot, are going to be sent back to you as the referring affiliate to see if there's anything you can help them with, right? Mortgages, renewals, all of those kind of things. And so it just opens up that line of communication and kicks it off with a really good positive experience, right? So that's my take on it. There's probably different angles that maybe if you're watching this and you're a mortgage broker, maybe you can think of other angles or other hooks. But that's my take on it. Not being a professional mortgage broker myself, that's kind of my perspective on it.
So
Rob,
one of the things, Jess, is mortgage brokers, you will have access to a link. And if a client clicks on that link, a potential client, so we create ads for brokers. We start you off with 10 ads with a QR code with your affiliate link. So if a client comes in, number one, you as a mortgage broker get paid on that referral if the client ends up doing business with us. One of the first questions we ask them when we go through a financial review with every client that comes through that wants to participate in it, we ask them if they own a home. You know, if they own a home, the next question is, who is your mortgage with? We get a copy of the mortgage statement, and then we share that information with you as the referral partner mortgage broker. So those, you can use us as potential lead generation, and we do compensate you for any leads that do come in. If we get paid for them, maybe they already have a mortgage broker, they're happy with them, you still get paid on that lead or that prospect if they end up doing business with us. And we pay out 20% on the referral. Maybe go to our homepage, Jesse, at mrtaxes.ca, and the middle button on our homepage at mrtaxes.ca is very simple, just to get on our affiliate program as a mortgage broker. But we also have a direct link for mortgage brokers. So if you want to become an affiliate, just click on that middle button, and then that is it. I've just put a link also if you want to sign up directly as a mortgage broker in the chat area, but either link will work. If you have questions about it, pop them in the chat area. If you're on the call today as a mortgage broker, I know we have quite a few here on this morning. If you have any questions, pop them in the chat area. So between October and now, we've had 3,000 new signups. So it's 3,000 potential leads for mortgages just since we launched this program. We have close to 100 affiliates signed up already, and our goal by the end of tax season is to grow it to 100. We're going to cap it there with 40 mortgage brokers as affiliate partners on the mortgage affiliate program. And if you didn't tune in last week, we had a special guest on last week, Colin Murray from the Mortgage Group. So our affiliates do get to come on as guests on the webinar as well. The first 3 weeks of every month, we bring on a mortgage broker. The last week or the last Wednesday of every month, we have somebody on from Filogix. They're our partner now in Canada. So Filogix, national broker channel operating under Finastra. We partnered with them last just over a year now, so last April 2021. And we're processing 30,000 plus mortgage document requests a month. They do 500,000 mortgages a year, so we're processing 30,000 plus. So that's probably about we're looking at 60% of clients that come through that don't have their tax documents, and that's what we do on the back end for Filogix. So if anybody's on Filogix, let us know. If not, there is a link on our affiliate page to get a free account with Filogix to get set up and get your first NOA order free. So once they sign up for the affiliate program, Jesse, maybe let's just take a look in the back end to find out where somebody would get their affiliate link and maybe talk about some different ways they can use it. We've created ads with a QR code, but other ways that people can use their affiliate link.
Yeah, so I'll walk through the process just a little bit. And so you'll be on this page, obviously. It's really simple. You click sign up as an affiliate. If you have a free Kartra account, so the whole program is run through a company called Kartra. If you have a Kartra account already, maybe you've signed up as an affiliate for a different product through Kartra, then you would click sign in. If you have never created a Kartra account, you would click free sign up. So this doesn't cost you anything to become an affiliate. So you click free sign up and then you fill out this form, create free account. There's 5 or 6 questions that you have to answer. They're really basic questions. And then what will happen is it'll create a Kartra account for you. And I'm just gonna, I don't know what I have in this one, but I'm gonna try it. I know this is just a free affiliate account that I had set up previously. So this is, yeah, these are all of my personal company's affiliate links, but this is what the back end will look like, okay? In here, you'll actually have a DOLLARTAXCLUB. In this account, I don't have that one because I didn't sign up. This was a test thing for my own company. So you'll have DOLLARTAXCLUB right here. And these are essentially the products that you'll have access to. And then you can click my link right here. Don't choose your JV broker link. Don't worry about that one. Your affiliate link, and then you just copy the link that pops up here. And then what you can do is you copy that, paste it, send it to whoever you want, put it on your website, do whatever you want to do. All of that stuff is tracked back to you, and it'll be either this page or a page very similar to this one that will be your affiliate link. So you don't have to do any coding. You don't have to do anything really. All you have to do is become an affiliate. You'll get your custom coded link, and then everything is set up to be automated and tracked from the back end for you. So it's really hands off. Once you get that link and you start putting it places and have people going through the process, you don't have to worry about any of it. So Rob, did that kind of answer your question?
Yeah. It did, Jesse. Thanks. And these pages are custom coded for each broker. So your affiliate link, you'll be able to share this page on social media. We create ads. I'm going to try and pull up a couple of sample ads that we've done for a couple brokers that are working with us on our affiliate program. And what has happened with them, they've started getting leads in already. This month, Colin's already had 3 leads come in. He's got applications from them. They're not all renewing. One was a new mortgage, so he's working on that one right away, but two additional ones that he's put in the queue for when their mortgages renew. And there's also the option of refinancing now. Financing options. You as a broker know all the different options available to you in your suite of services. And if you do have those options available, you could work with a client pretty much anytime. Take a deeper look into the mortgage. And the beauty of this program is that if they're our client, if they sign up with us for the tax review, they officially become a client of ours. We have access through the Rep ID account with CRA, through the request authorization with the client. We can share all the documents with you as a mortgage broker. We help put that entire package together. And a lot of brokers ask, what's in it for us? It's for us. It is, let me go back to our slides here. There we go. Tax joke of the day. But for us, what's in it for us? That'll come up in the next slide. Let's just take a look here. So for mortgage brokers, referral commission, social media, website exposure, discounted services for your clients as well. But what's in it for us at the DOLLARTAXCLUB is we're owned by MrTaxes.ca Inc. We also have a national insurance brokerage. So we look for insurance referrals coming back, client tax referrals coming back, and we try and keep the client within an ecosystem, keep the fence around the client. And we can see as well if a client is shopping around. We've had many instances where a client has applied for their documents through a broker through the Filogix platform, and then another broker will come to us directly requesting documents for those clients. The way we've resolved this, Jesse, is after April 30th, so May 1st this year, we're working exclusively with Filogix. We won't have any more document availability directly through us unless the client is already a paid client with us. Then the client has the option. Of course, it's always the option of the client if they want their documents and who they want their documents to go to. But we won't be servicing any more order requests through our direct portal. It will all go through Filogix after April 30th this year. So there's a little bit about what's in it for mortgage brokers. Again, if there's mortgage brokers on the call today and you have questions, put them in. Feel free to reach out. If you don't want the questions to be public here, reach out to us directly. We go back to this joke of the day. So what I claimed for tax deductions and reflecting in the shower what I could have claimed. You don't know what you don't know, and that's probably close to the size of the Income Tax Act. It's close to 4,000 pages now. How do you know what you can claim and what you can't claim, especially as somebody who's self-employed? One of the first things you get as a mortgage broker signing up with us for our affiliate program is a discount on your own tax return. There's still time. June 15th is the deadline for self-employed individuals. If you're incorporated, it's 6 months from year end. So if you have a December 31st year end, you have till June 30th to file your corporate tax. Those discounts apply to corporate returns as well. So as an affiliate with us, it's not just discounts for you, it's discounts for you and your clients. So it's a gift that doesn't stop giving.
And it's on a service that we all need to do anyways.
Yeah, if you're going to do it anyway, why not get a little bit of a break on it? It's like getting, you're going out to Wendy's and you get coupons in the mail for Wendy's. What are you going to do? Leave those coupons at home? No, you're going to cash in. You're going to try something new maybe that's on the coupons. Some people don't look at coupons, but my grandmother always told me when somebody offers you money, you just smile and put your hand out and you thank them for it. Yeah, we used to go up and help our grandparents when they were alive. Me and my brothers and my uncles used to fight over who was going to cut the grass every Saturday morning or shovel the driveway. So we used to go up and help when they were getting older. My grandmother always tried to give us a little bit of money, for helping. And we were like, no. There was a reason why we didn't want to take the money, but, just pride. Number one, but my grandmother used to roll the money up and stick it in between where in her top, and that's where she used to hide her money. And I told our daughter that last week, and she laughed and she said, Granny, who is my grandmother's her great grandmother, but she said Granny sticks her phone in there, and she's like, ooh, I don't want to talk on the phone now. But somebody offers you something, you just smile graciously and accept it. So here's Dollar Tax Club. If you put / we put a something in the chat / mortgage under after dollartaxclub.ca. It's a direct link to the mortgage affiliate program. But either way, if you come on board as a mortgage broker, we'll reach out to you and get you set up with the program. So some of our tax saving strategies is to have tax reduced at source and have it go into a TFSA account. Why not have your money grow for you all year? Why pay additional source deductions as an employee to Canada Revenue all year when you get zero interest on that money? We just did this for a client. They were looking at a corporate owned insurance policy. They were trying to find a way to come up with an extra $500 a month. They're both in the $70,000 income range. We had $500 reduced at source for each of them per month by filling out the requisite form, sending it to their payroll departments, and they have an additional $12,000 a year cash flow now. Half of that they're using to fund the insurance policy. Half of that they're putting additional deposits into the insurance policy, and they can use that money at the end of the year to pay additional tax if they have to. But it's your money. Use it your way, the way you want to use it. Mortgage brokers have tips and tricks on, financing, on how, the time value of money, etc. This is just one of them that we use on our side. And we look at every avenue available to a client to minimize their tax and maximize their wealth. That's our number one goal. Anything else, Jesse, on the affiliate program?
Well, I mean, if we have time and we need to fill it, then I could always do a walkthrough of the actual Dollar Tax Club membership and just show a little bit of that. Okay.
One of the things that potential clients do get when they sign up, any new client that comes on board with us, and we're deferring these now till after tax season because we are so busy, is a comprehensive financial review. So we do a 101 point checklist on a client's tax situation. We can go back 12 years online through their CRA Rep ID account. So we get access in there, temporary access. If the client does want to work with us after, they cancel the access and they go back to working who they were working with. But 9 times out of 10, we find something on a client's return. And that's just one of the things we give. So up to you, Jesse, if you want to go for it. Share the screen again.
So this is the actual Dollar Tax Club members area. So this is something that everybody will get access to, whether whoever purchases Dollar Tax Club for $1. This is what you get for it. And this is how simple we've made it. We've got Facebook groups that you can jump into, follow us on social media, obviously. But then 10-year tax reviews. So this is what Rob was just talking about with going through the 101 point checklist. And so we've got it broken down into steps. Click the yellow button to fill out your 10-year tax review document. So that would be this. They need a little bit of information in order to do that from the client. Step 2, schedule a time in our calendar, right? We obviously, once they go through it, they need to have a conversation with the person. So what you would do is just come down here, book a call with the team. And then from there, you meet with the team and they will have some answers for you by that point, or for your client or whoever's going through this process. They'll have some answers. They'll have done some digging. They'll know a little bit more about the custom situation, and they'll be able to provide those answers and provide those next steps. So this works for personal review, corporate review. Obviously, you just click the ones that are for you. And then also in here, there is some...
Hey, Jesse, just one thing to add there. For mortgage brokers, if you refer your clients here, one of the things that we do with every client, once we do the review, we send back a complete download of every document on the client's account, CRA. So it has a 12-year history, notices of assessment, income slips, RSP contributions, TFSA contributions, etc. Every document that the client has on their CRA account, and it's estimated over 50% of Canadians do not have access to their CRA account. And it's evidence with Filogix, with over 50% of the orders that go through Filogix get diverted to us to obtain those documents for clients. So they're missing one or more documents on over 50% of the 500,000 mortgages that go through their platform every year. So that's how valuable this service is for you as a broker, because you'd hate to get to the 11th hour and the client says, well, I'll get my documents. They try 3 or 4 times to log into CRA, and then their CRA account is locked. That's another service that we have. We can help your clients get logged into their own CRA account. Again, they have to sign authorizations forms with us. But if they go through this process here, that's all taken care of. And then your clients will have a complete, pristine set of documents that you can use to send to the lender. Every document you could ever think of. If you want to try and stump us on some of the document requests, put them in the chat area.
Yeah. So plenty of different things that, can happen through this process, obviously. And each situation is going to be custom to the client, obviously. But the number one goal is to just serve people and help them get their finances, their taxes in order, as well as get their mortgages in order, their insurance in order, and just get, help them clean up all of that stuff so that they can move forward and essentially build their wealth.
So once they go through, there's also, I saw there on, if you go back, Jesse, underneath the insurance tab is CTP training. So we do have a course that we offer. We offer the first 4 modules for free on a personal tax preparation course. So if clients are wanting to do it themselves, not a problem. This course is registered with Human Resource Development Canada. We developed it 12 years ago. It's updated every year, updated with the current tax codes and forms. And your clients can go through here. You're able to go through here as a mortgage broker as well if you're interested in doing tax as a side hustle. I wouldn't wish tax upon anyone, but that's just the way it goes. But this course is complimentary. The first 4 modules are for free. If you want to go through the full certification as well, there's a discount for you inside the Dollar Tax Club.
Yeah, plenty of different opportunities in here. I mean, once you get in here, just start going through all of the stuff and see what resonates for you. And definitely make sure you do your 10-year tax review. That is a must. And then
a lot of people that are our members do jump on the calls here every week, and who knows, they could be looking for a mortgage broker. If you're on the call and you happen to intercept somebody, so be it. We asked everybody at the beginning there to put your contact info in the chat area, because we do get a lot of listeners coming on these calls every week that are looking for a mortgage broker. If they bypass us and just want to do it discreetly, by all means, you may pick that person up as a client. And you're welcome to come on here, and that's what these calls are for every Wednesday. Give you a little bit of education, a little bit of humor, a little bit of Jesse and Rob, our special guests. At the end of every month, the last Wednesday of every month, we have guests from Filogix. At the end of this month, they're going to come on with a product demo. They have quite a few new features in the back end. One of the main ones they're adding is a direct link to our additional services on the NOA order page. There will be a direct link to all the additional services that we offer, and most importantly, our affiliate program. So our affiliate program, we got the first 2 brokers signed up. We're only taking on 38 more for the beta program, which will run for the first 6 months. So that will, probably go through most of our client list, and all new leads that are coming on board. So if you're a broker and you're listening in, let me just put that in the chat area again. It is in there, dollartaxclub.ca/mortgage. Absolutely free to sign up. Kick the tires, get signed up while those spots are still available, and ask your questions. Find out what's in it for you, what's in it for us, and what's in it most importantly for your clients. What are they going to benefit from this, and potential clients, leads. I'm going to try and cue the slides back up.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of that's the process explained in a nutshell.
Next week. So register now for next week's webinar. We're going to have Quentin Carlin and Bonnie King. Quentin he doesn't look too tall there, but I believe he's 6'6". Next week he will be on, and their online business builder challenge.com is their website. They work with a group called Legendary Marketer. So if you're looking to bring your marketing to the next level, no pun intended, Jesse, not to steal your thunder, but they have an online program and they're going to come on and talk about it. But they're also affiliate marketers. They resell their program to clients, and they've actually come on board with us to help us refine our system and develop what we're doing on the marketing side. So if you're looking for some tips and tricks on the marketing side, a way to get an edge as a mortgage broker over other brokers to find out what's going on in the world of online marketing, definitely tune in next week. And they're quite a dynamic duo. I know Bonnie is in Toronto, Quentin is in Vancouver, and we've been on calls with them quite a few times, learning stuff from them, and they have quite a dynamic. It'll be entertaining to say the least. It's like they're an old married couple, so I don't know if there's anything going on there. I don't think so, but you'll have a lot of fun on that call on the webinar next week. Q&A. I know we have some brokers on this morning, so if you have questions, now's your time to get them into the chat area. It's over on the right-hand side. Just click the chat button at the bottom, type in your questions. Anything we might have missed today, Jesse? I know we missed Sua on that commercial financing, but we'll have his interview. We'll get that inserted for the replays on YouTube.
I think that is the only thing we missed.
Yeah, well, there's always something. There's always something. There's always software. There's technology. I thought, why not just scrap technology and go door knocking? I came up with that idea about 2 years ago when COVID hit. So that knocked that idea out of the park. But with the restrictions being released, if you do what they call a walk or an area in your neighborhood, I know in our neighborhood here by 22nd Ave in New Westminster by 22nd SkyTrain station, you can look it up. There's about a 2-kilometer radius with about 1,500 homes, and the same realtors, same mortgage brokers hit that area every month with something. I know every year the one realtor drops off pumpkins at every house. They drive around with a truck full of pumpkins and they drop them off at every house, and he puts his sign on his little flag on the top with his name and everything. And another one drops off little flags, Canadian flags on Canada Day. At the end of every driveway, they have kids go around, tap them in. So it's about a pencil-sized stick with a little flag on it with his information on the back with a Canadian flag. I mean, nice little touch on marketing. You can go online, full-blown Kartra funnel. Talk to Jesse if you're looking for funnel systems. There's different marketing funnel software, but why not go old school? I mean, you knock on a door, you know that somebody either has a mortgage or they need a mortgage or they need financing or they could use financing. So you're batting 1,000 just by knocking on the door.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of different ways, and the old tested, proven models like that, I mean, they worked for so long for a reason. Over the last decade or so, they've started to fade out a little bit, but I have noticed that some people are bringing them back because there is a personal touch emotion that does come from something like that too, right? Where you get to see the person, meet them in physical form, right? It's not this over a screen, over a Zoom conference or anything like that. So there is definitely that side of it that could work in your benefit if you're willing to do that.
Yeah, and then there, who are the guys that ring the bells at Christmas outside the Safeway? Salvation Army. Yeah, the kettlebells and different ways of recruiting, generating leads, etc. Do what works for you. For us, we've embraced the online marketing, the marketing funnel. We use Kartra as our software in the back end, but there's ClickFunnels, Infusionsoft, Zoho. There's hundreds of online software, but find something that works for you, tap into it. The nice thing about our program is we have it all solved for you. all you got to do is reach out to us as a mortgage broker, and we get an affiliate program all set up. Again, we're only taking on 40 brokers. We got the first 2 signed up last week, and we know that once we send out our email to our 10,000 plus list of mortgage brokers, that those spots are going to disappear fast. So if you're on today, reach out to us. We have your contact. Those that are on the call today, you'll get something in the automated email that comes out after. Take a look at the affiliate program. Easiest way to get signed up for free, and I'll post this in the chat area again, is that link that's in the chat area. Go to that link, sign up, and somebody will reach out to you and tell you all about it. Okay, coming up, well, not quite on the hour, but we're close enough. Quentin and Bonnie coming on next week from Legendary Marketer. What do you got in your back pocket for next week, Jesse? Any surprises?
No surprises that I want to make note of. However, next week, the special guests that we have coming on are in my niche as well. So I'm sure we will have plenty to talk about.
Yeah, lots of marketing ideas for you as a broker. So tune in next week. Here we go. What are we going to end it off with? The outro video, the intro video. And that's it for webinar number 14 for 2022 on the side hustle for your side hustle with the Dollar Tax Club. Jesse Garnier with Next Level Marketing, and yours truly, Robert Stone from Dollar Tax Club.
Have a great day, everyone.